Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special figure showcase we're going to be looking at the 1985 Deluxe Insecticon Chop Shop. What we're going to do in this video, we're going to have a quick look at him in both of his modes. So if you've got one, you can decide which mode you want to display him in. I'm going to show you the accessories that came with him. As usual, I'm going to point out some things that you need to be aware of if you're after purchasing one yourself. And I'm lucky enough as well to have some boxes there in the background. So what we'll do, we'll have a look at some of the packaging art and the back of the artwork as well. Okay, let's get started. As I've just mentioned, he was a Deluxe Insecticon. There were 4 Deluxe Insecticons that were released in 1985, and unfortunately for myself and everybody else in the UK, these were again a lot of figures that just weren't available to us. They never released them. There's a huge list of figures that for some reason Hasbro just didn't release, as I say, in the United Kingdom. But again, the beauty of being an adult collector, you can now hunt things down much easier and find these. So I'm really proud and glad actually that I've managed to get hold of these, and especially because I've got a Canadian one and I suppose a normal American Hasbro one. But there we go, let's get started. So here he is in robot mode, and the funny thing about the Insecticons is, you know, they can't disguise that we're in their robot mode, that they are obviously a creature or an insect in their alternate mode. So this, as I say, his alternate mode is a stag beetle. We'll have a look at him in a minute, but this is the robot mode. He is quite chunky. He hasn't got too much articulation. He's got a really sort of garish colour scheme, but I suppose all of the Deluxe Insecticons did, made him look really good. And I mentioned on the Astro Train video about ball and socket joints, but all of his, well, the 6 of his legs at the bottom, they're all ball and socket joints as well. And the reason we're talking about them is because they were really rare in, as I say, the early releases of Transformers, whereas now they're industry standard. So there you go. So in the robot mode, there you go. You've got his hands that pop out of there. The things to be aware of, it's really, really obvious. He should have 8 legs. So 4 on one side, 4 on the other. And sometimes the brackets here, which clip these in, and there's some more legs you can see underneath, they do have a tendency to snap off. I actually think that this is my second, if I'm being totally honest. I'm sure that I've managed to snap some legs off, some in the past. So we'll have a look at his alternate mode, the stag beetle. And the other thing is, obviously, you can see how loose some of the legs are. So there we go. So that can become a problem if as I say, you're looking at displaying him, or if you want to play with him. But obviously I wouldn't play with these at all. The antenna as well, they can sometimes get snapped off. That's, as I say, the main things to be aware of. Some of the stickers and the fading around there. This is quite play worn, shall we say. The previous owner of his had a lot of fun with him. But yeah, great alt mode. Again, you can clearly tell that that is a stag beetle. You can see that that's quite loose, so be aware of that. But if he's just being displayed in his insect mode, it's not a real problem. These are the 2 accessories that come with him. So you've got a sort of little spear and a gun. And what we'll do now then, again, we'll have a look at the 2 types of packaging. I'm really lucky that the guy on the left hand side is a mint and seal box Canadian version. So the good thing about that straight away is, look, something to look at. They changed his name to Trancher or Trancher. Again, apologies if I'm insulting anybody with my horrendous attempt at their language. But the other good thing is as well, look, you can see where they came from. They've got some actual prices on there. So we've got, he was originally $15.99 at Miracle Mart, and then he got reduced to $7. That must be Canadian $50. Amazingly cheap price. And of course the transformation there, you've got the 2 languages, and of course you'll have the dual language on the back. Bit of a flap crease unfortunately, but there we go. That is, as I say, one of the first pieces of artwork. One of the original battle scenes with the Dinobots, Jetfire, and the, you know, red tracks that obviously shouldn't be there. And let's have a look at the American one, the Hasbro. To be honest, I don't think there's much difference. I'll just spin it around. The other difference with this, it just looks a little bit shinier because it's not, well, it's just been kept better, obviously. That's all it is. Flap crease is a little bit less, and you can see it's just that bit more shiny. But again, lovely piece of artwork on the back. And yeah, and at the front, lovely piece of artwork there. This was from Toy Wizard, somewhere I imagine in America. We don't have any of them, as I say, so there you go. But so UK guys especially, hope you like looking at this, because quite a rare find, even more so in the UK. And the Deluxe Insecticons are still quite, you know, expensive, even in America and, as I say, in Canada. So these are a good find to get hold of. You can play them if you want to, but I'd strongly advise not to, especially with, again, how expensive they are and how fragile the limbs in them can be. But please keep your suggestions coming. For people who haven't subscribed already, just hit the button for me, please. It doesn't cost you anything, but it's helping my channel out enormously. And yeah, take care and subscribe for more.